Hey, hi everyone. Welcome to Road to Cat 99. So we will start the mock PI at 9:40. Few basic rules before we start. Everyone is expected to be on mute throughout the interview. Do not send anything in chat box because it really distracts the interviewee. And also do not react on any of the questions asked or any of the interview answers given by the interview, right? After the interview, we will be open to receive your feedbacks, your reactions, and we will have a great discussion on the overall experience of the interview. And in case you want to attend further free mock PIs or you want to be the interviewee, right, just join the group. The link will be available in the chat box or in the description, or let's say in the comment box. So let's wait for 1 2 more minutes. uh, Meanwhile, Dayashini, if you can just introduce yourself to the audience, it will be great. Dayashini, are you there? Okay, hope she joins soon.
Hello, sir. Am I audible?
Yeah, you are audible now. I was just saying, just introduce yourself to the audience before we start the
Yes,
mock PI.
yes. Okay, sure, sure. I had joined before some internet connection issues happened.
All right.
So,
Also, kindly open your camera if possible.
sure, sure. I'll do that. Hope I'm visible and audible both.
Yeah, perfect.
So, my name is Dayashini Ghosh, and about my schooling, I have done my schooling from South Point High School. It's in Kolkata. About my college, I have passed my graduation in 2018 from the Institute of Hotel Management, Kolkata. After that, I have 5 years of work experience in Abu Dhabi in United Arab Emirates. And this year, I have given the CAT examination, and currently, I am preparing for the GDPIs. Uh, I would like to say about the other hobbies and all when you are taking my interview, sir.
Cool. So I think we are good to go. Just giving you context that she has also received call from IIM Ahmedabad, right? So this interview will mostly revolve around the form that she has filled, or maybe the other things, right? So let's start the interview, right? So Dayashini, can you just tell me why do you want to do MBA at this stage of your life?
Sure, sir. So as I told you, I was working in the restaurant fields. I have been handling over three multicultural restaurants, and what I have observed is for the managerial and leadership traits. I was basically managing the shifts, but now I want to translate this thing into a more strategic and a focused managerial decisions and learnings about marketing, about finance and operation, so as to get a leadership position so that I can be handling the business altogether and have enough impact on the employees and also on the business.
But don't you think that the skills required in the hospitality industry and your work ex is more relevant towards the role where you are managing the chefs or maybe managing the entire restaurant rather than working on some hardcore numbers?
Yes, sir. Sir, for managing the shifts, as you have mentioned, yes, very surely the work experience, on field job experience is the most related. But I am looking forward to go into the bigger field. So I'm looking forward to take care of the entire business as a whole, not only the operation. Operations I will be taking under me. So I'm looking at the bigger picture now.
All right. But the general trend is that every year we don't receive a lot of applications from the people who have very, very high work ex or maybe who is coming from a background such as yours, right? So in the
Correct. Yes.
cohort of let's say 500 students, there will be hardly just you who has a age of 30 years and the other students will be always 20 to 23 years, right? So, do
Yes,
you
sir.
think that you will be able to match the vibe, enthusiasm, and the views that they bring in?
Yes, sure, sir. So I believe I have worked with younger colleagues of mine, and also I have been preparing for the CAT examination. So I'm very sure that my vibe will be matching, and I believe the energy and the enthusiasm I have now is much better than the one that I was having in my 20s. So I'm very sure of that. There is no doubt regarding this point
Why
in
do
me.
you
I'm
why do you
confident
think so
about
that your enthusiasm has increased over the years? Now you are more enthusiastic compared to
it.
your 20-year version.
Yes, sir. Because there were some health issues that I was facing. Basically, I was having obesity and all. So I have streamlined my wellness and my career in a path that I'm following a kind of strict routine now. Basically, based on yoga and pranayam. So I have gained a lot of energy. Like now, I feel much more active than
When is the
before.
International Yoga Day?
It's on the 21st June.
Why is it celebrated?
To promote and the wellness culture so that everyone is adapting to that culture and practicing it for the for the mental and the physical health both.
Why we call it International Yoga Day and not Indian Yoga Day?
I'm not sure about the answer, but I believe because this is a kind of action that we want to propagate throughout the world, that's why.
But let's say then, if North Korea wants to promote bombing or Pakistan wants to promote bombing, can they introduce International Bombing Day?
No, of course not, sir.
No, why? Why?
Everything has to do, sir, because I believe things have to be done thinking about the positive impact on people and not the opposite side, not the negative one. Then that
Suppose,
will be a big disaster.
do you think that bombing on some country don't yield any positive impact?
Uh, it might have positive impact on the country that is bombing, but definitely not on the people who are being bombed on, because collateral damages are too high to take into account or anything. Lives are the most important, sir. So yes.
Okay, what do you think? Are the people gained something out of the Trump's decision to capture the Venezuelan country?
I couldn't get the
What's
first
your
part of your
opinion?
question, sir.
What do you think
Acha.
the Venezuelan citizens got happy or got sad after they heard the news that the Trump has captured their country?
Yes, sir. Sir, as we can see in the news, the Venezuelans, like one part of the Venezuelan people, they're happy that that Trump has captured because they want that autocratic rule to end. But as we have seen in the previous versions of Iraq, in Libya, in Syria, so it did not have a positive outcome. So I believe here also it will not be a positive thing that if Trump, because Trump
Are you
has
sure
captured
about the
Venezuela.
autocratic rule that you are mentioning?
Um, No, sorry, it's not an autocratic rule. Democratic government only was there, but then there are rumors of unfair elections happening. So because of that, I said it like that. Authoritarian government it is, but yes, not definitely autocratic.
What are the allegations that the current president is facing?
The current president, the current president, like you were asking about Nicolas Maduro,
Yeah.
sir, right? Yeah. So allegations that have been faced is first of all, like ruining the economy. Second, Trump is accusing him of the narco traffic, like narco drugs, which is seems to be baseless at this point. But apart from that, yes, ruining the economy, I would say,
All
and
right.
also unfair elections, election manipulations.
Okay. So, can you just explain a little bit more about your work, right? What exactly you did during the 5 years?
Yes, sure, sir. So as I mentioned before, I was working in the United Arab Emirates. Those were multicultural restaurants because that country is more for the expats. So in my first job, I joined as a management trainee, and I was basically learning about how to handle the restaurants, the shifts, about handling the both the front end and the back end services. And in the second organization, I got a better opportunity to basically set up the outlet from scratch. So only the owner of the restaurant was above me. So I was taking care of handling everything from the supply chain to the marketing to the collaboration with the online aggregators to hiring of the proper staffs for the outlet. And in my third venture, it was a like artisanal cafe. So we were taking care of basically mostly online deliveries, but it was an outlet in the mall. So I was working as the restaurant in charge in the last outlet, sir.
Don't you think that it was a demotion to your role? You were already in the leadership role, right? So
Correct.
what happened exactly
Hmm.
there?
Yes, sir. Sir, basically, in the leadership role, like in the second venture, I was handling the restaurant as the complete overall in charge. But then I had met with an accident because of which I had to come back to India. And when I returned, this was the opportunity I got, and I grabbed that opportunity because this is a bigger restaurant. It is under Lulu Group. You must have heard the name. So it is the biggest group in UAE. So it is a bigger brand for me. So the opportunities were more, and the kind of clientele that were coming, it was a bigger exposure, sir.
So does that mean that your current job role was way better than the job role where you got the senior position or where just your honor was above you?
No, sir. The last job role was the best of all the three.
That's what I'm saying, right? Do you believe that the kind of opportunities and the position that you got in your last job role was way better
Hmm.
than the second job role where you were just your honor was above you?
I would not say like which role was better because the owner was above me or not. I would say because of the kind of clientele we were handling, I got to learn more in the last job, in the third job, as compared to the second one. That is what I would like to say. But yes, I was handling that restaurant in terms of even HR and the marketing departments I was handling. So there was good things to learn. But then I had to leave not because I wanted to, but because of the physical issue that I had. But anyway, I was gaining my experience, so I was comfortable in both the roles. Both has
What's
different
the current
things
tax
to.
slab rates in UA?
Sir, tax rates it's 5%. But the thing is, we do, in UAE they don't have tax on the there is no income tax, but on the products, yes, it is 5%.
What it is called?
Um, I'm not able to recollect this.
Okay, so you are working on the client facing role, but
So,
in last five
yeah.
years, no customer has asked you what is this 5% for.
Sir, as much as I can recollect, it is called service tax, and it is something that was introduced around 2020. Before that, it was not there. But no, I mean, everyone was informed about that, sir. So I didn't face any questions on that. But yeah,
All right, great. So you mentioned somewhere that you ensured a 95% repeat customer rate. Are you sure about what
yes,
you are mentioning here?
yes, I'm
Can you
quite
just
sure about
explain
that.
me in a simple language what is 95% repeat customer rate? How you calculate that?
Yes, sir. So normally on the weekdays, we used to have more of repeat customers. More means it is most of them because they were
Can you
from
just
the
explain
office.
me how you calculate repeat rate?
Sir, I am not aware of any formula. Also, we were not using any formula like
Then
that.
how you come up
But
to a figure of 95%?
because we were calculating the footfall, so
Okay.
out of that, we had
How
it
you
in
were
our
calculating the
database.
footfall?
Mm, uh, we had the cells and the average park hours because we were punching on. So from that, we could calculate.
Yeah. Why it took so much time to answer this?
Yeah, I was thinking, sir. I was just thinking like exactly what I didn't want to give a wrong answer to you. That's why.
Okay. So again, you increase the customer base and average monthly sale by some XYZ percent. What was that percent?
The monthly, sir, I need to know, like, you are talking about which outlet, because I mean, different things were there.
Whatever you have
That's why.
mentioned, you did not mention any outlet name.
Acha, okay. So in one of them, we had increased it by 10%. So that's all I can remember now. But the figures were different, of course, but I'm giving you an approximate figure overall.
Okay, so when you say that you increased social media engagement by 25%, what are the few
Hmm.
metrics that you use?
Um, social media. We were targeting on the location and the communities that were
No, I
present
am
over
saying
there.
which metrics you use to measure that you had an increase of 25%.
I'm not aware of that, sir. I mean, I'm not able to understand the question. So
Okay,
I will not be giving the right answer if I answer
but
this.
you have yourself mentioned this in your form.
Sir, I mean, social media, we were using SEO through
No,
the.
I am not asking about the tools. I am asking when you are saying that you increase your brand presence of through social media by 25%, how you come up with that number?
Uh,
Okay,
sir,
let's leave
because.
this. So you tell
Yeah.
me how many Emirates are there in UAE?
Sir, there are 7 Emirates in total in
Name
UAE.
them.
Yes, sir. Abu Dhabi, Dubai, Fujairah, Al Quwain, Ajman, Ras Al Khaimah, and Sharjah, sir.
Who is the current head of state?
Sheikh, it's a very big name, but he's the president of Abu Dhabi. I mean, he's the king of Abu Dhabi.
Okay.
Sheikh Zayed.
How many political parties are there?
Sir, it is a autocratic rule. It's a king's rule. There is no political parties over there.
Okay. So it's a king's rule. What does that mean?
Yes. Sir, it means like the descendants of the same family, they are only acquiring the president and the prime minister,
If the
like
king asks
president
you to not
positions.
appear for IIM Ahmedabad interview, will you follow that?
No, sir, I will not follow. But as I have
Then
seen
can you
there, there
say
is
that it
no.
is a autocratic rule?
Uh, no, it's a king's rule. Kings are ruling the country. But there is no hard and fast rule. There is nothing. They
Not
do
hard
not
and fast
implicate
rule.
this kind of thing.
So if you murder someone, no hard and fast rule for that.
No,
If
no,
you
that is
operate
of
without
course
any legal entity, so there are rules,
correct.
right? Rules means rule.
Yes.
What
Yes,
kind of
rules are
legal
there,
system
but
UAE follows?
I'm not aware of the names, sir. If you ask me, yeah, like exactly what happened, I can tell, but I'm not able to name it.
Okay, that's fine. So see, I hope you must have gone through the curriculum because you seem to be interested in our program. So the point is, in first year of MBA, we have a lot of subjects around
Mm,
mathematics, around core operations, and statistics,
correct.
right? And every year, there are re-exams conducted for the students who are, let's say, at bottom 5% or bottom 2%, right?
Mm.
So, are you good with mathematics and statistical subjects?
Sir, I had maths till class 12, so I won't say I'm excellent in it, but I am a person, I am good in it, yes, and I'll be able to learn that. So that
Okay.
I will not be scared of that top bottom 5%. I won't be
All.
scared of that.
Do you know what
Yeah.
is differentiation and what is integration?
I know, sir. I know different. I mean, I have a basic idea. Might not be the entire thing, but yes, basic idea I
What's
have, and
the
I did it
integration
in.
of 2x?
I'm not sure of it, sir. I need to revise those things again.
What's the differentiation of 3?
Zero.
What's the differentiation of x square?
2x.
Then what's the integration of 2x?
Which x square, yeah.
Okay. All right. So if you want to explain what is differentiation and integration to a 10-year-old kid, how would you explain that?
Uh, Sir, I would like to give it a try. About integration, I'm not quite sure of it, but about differentiation, it is to determine the change in that value. For example, if we are differentiating velocity, we will be getting the
Do
answer
you
as
think that a
acceleration.
10-year-old kid would understand what is velocity?
No, 10-year-old kid, I would just say to measure the change of the value or of the function.
Again, function is a complex thing for that student.
To measure the rate of change.
Okay, and then what is integration?
Sir, integration, I will not be able to answer it properly. I need to revise those again.
All right. So you mentioned somewhere that you were handling a monthly billing of around 135K dollar.
Yes, sir.
Can you help me calculate that in INR?
Okay, that is around 90 into multiplied by 91. Sir, I would require a calculator at this
Yeah,
moment, but okay, multiplied by 3, it's around 1 lakh 35. So I would say something around 1 lakh $20,000.
1,20,000. Are you sure?
Something around that.
Okay.
I just calculated
Anyways, so
multiplied
you
by
so you were
100 and I
handling a
used.
handling a monthly billing of around this value, right? Can you just tell me the major revenue drivers and the major cost drivers?
But yes, sir. Our major revenue driver was the online aggregator apps, and we had our personal website. And also, we had a system like we were selling customized cakes. So, a major chunk of the revenue used to come from that every month. Apart from that, we also had B2B collaboration with the offices around like our outlet. So these are the major revenue factors. And if you're asking me about the cost, ours was a high cost outlet because we were also selling steaks and salmon fish, and we were dealing mostly with salads. Like, so the protein content was more. So more was going into the food cost for us. Apart from that, utility cost was there, and one of the major costs for the staff visas were also over there. And
Staff
apart from that,
visas.
annual
Okay.
maintenance cost. Yeah.
So why do you need to bear the cost of staff visas?
Sir, the labor law of UAE says that the employer has to take care of the employees' visas and
No,
the
my
entire process of the
I
visa.
understand that, but the point is why you cannot just hire domestically.
Sir, domestically, I mean, to hire Emirati domestic staffs, we did not have the budget, sir. That's honest answer. So we cannot afford them.
Okay.
Not in
So
positions of waiters and in the chefs. We can.
all right, fine. So just one last question about the guest satisfaction that you have mentioned, right? How you guys used to measure
Yes.
that?
Yes, sir. So I will talk about my first outlet, that is Barbecue Nation. So we had
No,
guest
just
service index.
no, it should not be a restaurant specific thing. Just tell me how we generally measure it or how you used to measure it across all the three restaurants.
Mostly by checking the Google reviews. And apart from that, we also used to do like we used to give follow up calls to understand, and randomly also we used to ask. Apart
How
from that,
much
there is
percent
a
of
very
customers fill the Google reviews?
sir, again I couldn't get hold
How
of the
much
question.
percent of the customers do fill the Google reviews?
Around 20 to 30%.
Okay. And do you really think that uh, the honest opinion is reflected through the Google reviews?
Yes, sir. It is because even if you are serving, even if the customer is not liking something, they'll be more disappointed, and they will put the honest review over there.
Okay,
So
give
yes,
me
most.
some give me two examples where you feel that Google review is not a true measure of someone's satisfaction.
Two instances. Okay. So, what we had seen once, we knew that the service was not bad, nothing went wrong in that customer's table. But then there was a utter dissatisfaction written over the like Google page, and also certain food complaints were shown, which we thought it was a kind of backstabbing, throwing bad light to us. So it was not a proper reaction. So
All
in
right.
that instance, I can say that Google review is not the proper measure.
Any questions for us before we close the interview?
No, sir,
All
I'm
right.
fine with it.
Thank you, Dashini.
Yes.
All
Thank
right.
you, sir.
So, Dashini, first, I would like to get opinion from the audience, right? How was it? So maybe the
Yes.
people can put it in the chat box if they want to, right? Nothing personal, nothing too negative or too positive, just whatever you feel, or maybe the some positive aspects where she performed really well. And Dashni, I also want to hear from you where you feel that you were pretty correct and where are the areas where you feel that you need to work more.
Yes, sir. I need to work more on the content, like about handling restaurant. Also, the figures, the numbers, how to detect those. I need to work on them.
All right. Okay, so starting with the first few positives, right? I think your communication skills are at par, right? So you don't have to worry about that. Second is you were calm throughout the interview, right? A lot of questions, challenging questions were thrown at you, right? But still you maintained your composure, right? You did not become nervous. That's a good point. I think your explanation for why do you want to do MBA or why do you want to do at the age of 30 was good enough, right? The knowledge about the UAE and let's say the Emirates, right? It was again to the point, right? So now coming on to uh, when it comes to communication or actually what you have in mind, you are able to communicate that properly, right? But there are many points where I believe that you need to work upon. First is that
Yes, sir.
I think I don't know from with whom you discussed about your IMA form, right? But it is too number heavy, right? That's not a bad thing because generally if you talk to any B school student, right, the kind of lessons that we get is to make our
Mm,
CVs number heavy, right? Because numbers
mm,
should come out, numbers should speak the story. In your form there are too many numbers, and let's say when there are too many numbers, it's good to have a proper revision and proper stories for all the numbers, right? For example, there were some instances where you were not able to come up with a formula for repeat rate. So if someone says
correct.
you what
Yes.
is 95% repeat rate, you were not able to come up with the explanation about that. So
Yes.
just failing to answer that question was a clear indicator that you are not sure about the other number as well,
Mm,
right? Then I
yes.
think I asked you to convert 135K. So 135K in itself is 1,35,000, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know, I don't remember exactly what you spoke about that. Not
Yeah.
sure, but
I basically multiplied into 100 and reduced a bit because it's 91. It's a conversion rate in INR now. That's why.
yeah, but then it won't be around in lakhs, right? It will go into millions or some CRs, point CRs, right?
Mm,
Because 1.3 lakhs, right? Then
yeah.
10 is 13 lakh. The another zero
Mm,
will become 1.3 CR, right?
yes. Yes.
But
Yes.
the
Mm,
answer that you gave was in lakhs only. The approach was beautiful that you
mm,
just think about 100 as a multiplication factor and then reduce it by 10% or something. That was perfect. But
yes.
again, a mistake over mistake on the numbers part puts you into a bad place. For example, social media engagement. So again, the entire sentence, the entire nature of responsibility is filled up with a lot of numbers, right?
Yes.
I remember
Yes.
at one point I asked you that what was the growth rate that you achieved in this and that, right?
Yes, you had.
You were not able to come up with the correct answers. The point is that if
Mm-hmm.
you yourself had worked on that project, right, you are proud of the fact that okay, I have brought 15% growth rate, and then in the
Mm.
interview you are taking so much time to answer that, just means that the numbers are very random, right? And this fact might piss off a lot of interviewers, right? Though I gave
Mm.
you enough advantage by not asking tough questions or by not asking a lot of mathematical questions, and kept the interviews very simple according to your profile only, right? But the again the thing is, when I asked you question about the social media engagement, you are saying that you grew it by 25%, right?
Mm.
But still, what is 25%? Right? I did not get that much clarity about that. Is it in terms of views? Is it in terms of likes? Is it in terms of engagement? Right? So again,
Uh,
you instead of explaining something, I think you were blank at that point, right? So that is something where you need to work upon. Maybe if you have a work ex of 5 years, right? So the
yes, sir.
interviewers may start with a softer tone and may start with the very simple questions: what you do, why you changed your job role, and you were pretty clear about that, right? But when they will have a look over your form, they will obviously find a lot of numbers in that, right? So
Yes.
you need to be very prepared around those numbers,
Yes,
right?
yes. I will work on that, sir.
Yeah. So I think two times it happened where we got a confusion about what exactly is autocratic rule, right? And
Yes, yes, sir.
as soon as you say something like autocratic, then other forms of government, or what are the meanings of other forms of government, are also expected from you. Either don't
Mm.
use this kind of word, or if you're using, then you should have proper knowledge about that. For example, when I asked you about the king's rule, right? So this is a pattern that I have noticed when I asked you something which is little bit different or requires a little bit of let's say critical thinking, right? Either you were so you were not nervous, right? But just being calm is not the only criteria when you are coming up with, let's say, not that great answers or wrong answers, right? For example, we had a very limited discussion about the king's rule, right?
Yes.
So it should be very clear that, let's say, if the king asked you that the Ashini should not appear or must not appear, right? Then maybe you can come up with, at the point of time, I think according to the laws, I will not be able to attend the interview, right? Then there should not be uncertainty, right? So,
Okay.
and again, then I just created a confusion in your mind, and then you started talking about that there are no such hard and soft rules when it comes to the king's rule or something. But as per
Mm.
my knowledge, I think UA is considered one of the most safest countries where the rules are very strict, right? So again, it
Yes.
goes on, let's say, other extreme end, right? Generally, the view is
Mm.
that USA has a proper, UAE has a proper set of rules. Everyone follows the
Yes.
rules strictly, right? The
Yes.
government
Yes.
ensures that. But then you are saying that no, no, maybe I will appear for the interview, or there are no hard and soft rules, or something like that, right? Even
Yes.
when we had a discussion, you there were chances where you could have come up with some better clarity, right? But at that point of
Mm.
view, you completely gave up, right? So that is another thing. uh, then Google reviews, see again, uh, uh, Google reviews me, I don't believe 20-30% people actually fill that. That is the
Mm.
first thing. Second thing, when I asked you the question ki, do people really put their honest opinion on the Google reviews, right? So if you simply agree with, let's say, the majority of the opinions, I think it is not even the majority of the opinions where people would agree that people really put out the honest Google reviews or something like that. But point is, if you just agree with what I'm trying to get out of you, right, then the discussion will stop there, right? So maybe
Mm.
because you are experienced, you are there in the industry, you have 5 years of experience, right? You should be able to come up with some a very not a diplomatic answer, but the answer that tells me the both sides of the coin, right? You could have come up with this: there are some customers who put the honest reviews, there are some customers who don't care about the reviews, right? Or just fill the reviews whenever we say them or something like that. They don't think about that too much. Second point is, So what I wanted the discussion to go, the point is that there are some examples or there are some studies where it has been noticed that if you fill the review after 2 days, right,
Mm.
your anger may decrease. For example, I'm very dissatisfied with your services, right? So I'm planning to give negative or zero review to your to your let's say hotel, right? But
Yeah.
let's say if you call me after 2 days, right, I may give a review or rating of 2 instead of 0 or
Mm,
something like that,
naturally.
right? And the same case, let's say if I enjoy the vibe, the food at your restaurant, if you ask me instantly for the review, I will mark 5 out of 5. But if you ask me after
Mm.
10 days, I mark, let's say, 3 or 4. So some
Mhm.
kind of these things should come up, right? That just thinks that okay, you are actually thinking it very well, right? But the answer that you came up with, I was not satisfied with that answer, right? Where you were just insisting on the fact that yes, those reviews are honest, those reviews are true reflection. I asked you that question 2 times. Then third is
Yes.
regarding the satisfaction. Right? Again, you mentioned some number or 95%. So first was repeat rate, second was customer satisfaction. So I simply
Mm.
asked you what are the metrics that you use,
Yes.
right? So again, for the interviewers, you don't have to complicate it that much. You are not going to consume a lot of time by telling the first restaurant may be used to do this metric, second may you be used to do, because now you have a 5 year of experience, right? You must be working at a very good position, right? But the point is still come up with what is asked, the criterias are asked, right? What are different criterion that you use to judge the satisfaction rate or how many customers are satisfied with your services, right? Again, the answer was I think just came from your experience and did not really reflect that you had a 5 years of work ex there, right? So I think the work ex part, right, maybe you are very clear about your everyday duties or whatever work you have done at different times at different places, but you have to
Mm.
think from, let's say, MBA interviews perspective, right? What
Mm.
are they going to ask you through that, right? So I think rest of the answers were pretty good. I did not touch upon, let's say, uh, politics in India or static GK or something like that.
Mm.
You mentioned multiple times about the operations and the supply chain. Maybe I could have asked some topics around that as well, but I avoided that, right? So when you say that like you were managing this much business, you were the sole responsible person, right, or something like that, then a lot of knowledge, a lot of good answers are expected from you. So I would say keep focus more on work X as of now, right? I hope the
Mm.
HR or other questions are sorted, right? Or maybe you might be having some review sessions for that. But this is the kind of thing where where you should have the stronghold, right? You should have complete idea about the size of hospitality industry in India or in
Mhm.
UAE, let's say, all that stuff. You should sound more
Yeah.
knowledgeable than the professors, right?
Understood, sir.
Right. And yeah, then basic math question, but I think that's okay. Even if you don't answer that, that would not be a problem, right? But I think you answered 50-70% of the stuff that I asked related to mathematics, right? And when there are some other kind of behavioral questions are asked to you, for example, how will you cope up with, let's say, by with the subjects related to operations, mathematics, statistics, right? Your answer was no, no, I will not fall to at the bottom 2% or 3%, right? I will cope up with that. No, come up with some answer, right? You are just saying that okay, I will not be in that bad position, that's it, right? You could have come up with an answer. Okay, I know that these are my weaknesses, but I believe that the MBA cohort, there are a couple of students who come from diverse background, couple of students who are very good, and the culture is so good at IIMs that they conduct, let's say, regular sessions for the whole class or something like that, right? which sounds that okay, you have a decent idea about the kind of things. Again, I did not ask you what do you want to do after 5 years or after 2 years. So
Yeah.
again, be prepared for that as well, because all they want from uh, your kind of profile is some clarity in your head about why do you want to do MBA, and what's the relation between your work or between your age towards your MBA goals.
Yes.
Just one more question. I think I asked you that why uh, they don't hire domestically and why they go for, let's say, to foreign countries for every role, right? So your
Yes.
answer was like to the point, right? But you cannot switch yourself to this much informal setting in an interview, right? Because it's not like we are not friends, right? वी आर नॉट जस्ट
Correct.
आस्किंग कि यार वहां पे क्या चल रहा है, बाहर से लोग क्यों नहीं आते, एंड यू जस्ट सेड कि अरे वो तो कोस्ट का है, बस यही है. नो, राइट. योर आंसर कैन बी एज सिंपल एज इट, राइट, बट you have to be professional. You just
Can
said
you
that
suggest me like
honestly it
how
is
should I
cost.
answer?
No, the point is that you cannot answer that just in 4 seconds or 5 seconds. Sir, honestly ये तो cost है. No, right? Even if it's a right, at least include 2 3 more factors if possible, right? And then end up saying that I believe cost is the biggest factor, right? Because me again, so in the B schools, this entire thing is called a globe, or let's say beating around the bush, right? But you have to provide some answer which is of, let's say, 20 seconds, 30 seconds at least, right? I believe that cost is the biggest factor, because the labor is quite expensive here, because they have great opportunities as compared to the opportunity provided by our let's say hotel or restaurants, right? They work in different industries where they are paid very heavily for the same kind of work, something like that, right?
Okay.
Right, okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Sir, I have a question. Like, as far as you saw my profile, and like, if you're asking me what do you have any question for me? So, what kind of question should I ask back to the interviewer?
It's okay to say no or yes. I mean, if you want to ask questions, ask. But even if you don't ask any questions, I think it really does not matter, because they will not make their decision based on your last question. By that time, they already must have something in their mind,
Yeah. Okay.
right? Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
All right. So I think there was one more person with, who wants to be interviewed. Totally skip the name. I need to check. Okay. Okay. 55, 7 people are there. How is it going, people? मिल रहा है कुछ सीखने को? Also, there is one person, Tony or something, right? Please don't say something in between the interview, or don't even react, right? It really distracts the person. The next time this happens, I will just kick out the person who reacts or puts something in the chat. Okay. Should we wait for the another person? No, yes, what? Okay, I think if that person is not here, then maybe we can close the session. But let me just check. I don't know. His WhatsApp name is M. ठीक है, let's ignore. All right, ठीक है. I hope you have learned a lot of things out of it, right?
Sorry, I was just
Yeah.
sorry, I was not able to turn it on.
Sorry, may I know who you are?
My name is. You were talking about me. My WhatsApp name is M. I had an interview. Sorry, I was turning it on, but network issues.
All right, all right. No worries, Aram. Fine. So just give me a minute.